弥陀佛，大家好，请大家将您的手机调为震动或者关机，谢谢大家的合作。真佛宗美国财湖内藏寺绿度母护摩法会开始，与会大众虔诚合掌，恭迎真佛宗创办人无上法王根本传承上师圣尊莲生活佛。
The Homa fire offering ceremony of Green Tara will begin soon. Now we are welcoming our lineage root Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng, to enter into the temple, the Homa hall. Please join your palms, and together we are reciting the root Guru mantra.
好的，我们现在恭请师尊带领我们顶礼坛城，做观想大礼拜，礼拜根本传承上师及十方三世一切诸佛，嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心三印，二拜诸菩萨，嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心三印，三拜诸护法金刚，嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心三印，四平等一起手。恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛升法王座。
We have invited our lineage root Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lien Sheng, to ascend to the Homa throne. Now we are inviting all the Dharma masters, venerables, all participants and viewers to please take the seats. We are inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lien Sheng to bless the prayers of the primary supplicants.
敬献哈达，与会大众。
The offering of Hatha. Let us now all join our palms with the greatest reverence. And we would like to invite Vajramaster Silien to represent all of us to present the offering of Hatha to the lineage root Guru as a symbol of the highest honor.
观想生活中
Visualize true Buddha lineage.
南无
Namo Vairocana Buddha.
南无佛焰
Namo Buddha
南
Lokana.
无阿弥
Namo Amitabha
南无
Buddha.
莲花菩萨
Namo
南无
Padma
莲生
Kumara.
佛
Namo Living Buddha
观
Liansheng.
想师尊
Visualize
生佛菩萨
Grandmaster and
驻
all
地
Buddhas
法
and
光开
Bodhisattvas
始
sitting on top
智
of our
莲
heads,
花菩
radiating
萨
lights to
祈
bless
咒
us.
祈
Recite the
愿
Guru Mantra
唵咕
7
噜莲
times.
生悉地吽唵咕噜莲生悉地吽唵咕噜莲生悉地吽唵咕噜莲生悉地吽唵咕噜莲生悉地吽唵咕噜莲生悉地吽唵咕噜莲生悉地吽做素量观
Perform the visualization of the four immeasurables, relatives and ancestors from the father's side on your right, from the mother's side on your left, friends and teachers behind you, enemies and karmic creditors in front of you, and all sentient beings around you, together practicing tantric dharma and ultimately attaining Buddhahood.
做精行手艺
Wake up call.
念清净咒及安土地
Recite purification mantras and the earth deity mantra.
玛哈修利修修利手哈 Om 修多利修多利修摩利修摩利手哈 Om 哇热兰当呵呵 Om 南无萨玛多摩多兰 Om 多罗多罗得为手哈念招祈
Recite invocation mantra.
Om 手哈 Om 啊 Om 手哈 Om 啊 Om 手哈众弟子一心奉请
We sincerely
南无根本
invoke
传承
our
上师
lineage
圣
Guru,
尊
His Holiness
生
Living
活
Buddha
南
Liansheng.
无大白莲
Namo
光
White
菩萨
Maha
南
Padma
无华
Kumara.
光自在
Namo
佛
Lotus Light
南
Self
无
Mastery
生活中
Buddha.
历代
Namo
传
True
承
Buddha
祖
School
师
Lineage
一
Gurus.
心奉
We
请护
sincerely
摩祖
invoke the
尊
main deity
南
of
无
Homa,
绿度
Namo
母
Green
一
Tara.
心奉请
We
护摩
sincerely
祖
invoke the
尊
main
南
deity of
无
Homa,
绿度
Namo
母
Green
一
Tara.
心奉
We
请护
sincerely
摩
invoke
祖
the main
尊
deity of
南无
Homa,
绿
Namo
度
Green
母
Tara.
南无不计摇持
Namo
金
Golden
木
Mother
大
of the
天尊
Primordial Jet
南
Pod.
无五方
Namo
五
Five
佛
Dhyani
真火
Buddhas.
中八大
True
本
Buddha
尊
School 8
大
Primary
威德金
Deities.
刚
Namo
不动比
Yamantaka.
光
Namo
四大天
Akalanata.
王
Namo Four
十
Heavenly
大菩
Kings.
萨
Namo
彩虹
Sima
雷藏寺
Bodhisattva.
诸佛菩萨
Rainbow
彩虹雷
temples,
藏
all
寺金
Buddhas,
刚比光
Bodhisattvas,
念金
Herukas,
刚护法
Dhammapalas,
神咒
Dakinis, and
真佛密
divinities.
愿达
All the
成诸
deities
佛菩
enshrined at the
萨
True Buddha
西雅
Tantric
图雷
Quarter
藏
at
寺
the
坛
Seattle
城
Lizang
诸佛菩
Temple
萨南
and at
山
the
雅
Southern
舍坛
Mountain
城诸
Retreat.
佛菩萨彩虹雷藏
Rainbow
寺山
temples,
神土
mountain
地
god,
神
plant,
苗教
earth
神
god,
风
plant
神
god, wind
水
god,
神
water
火
god,
天神
heavenly
龙
fire
神
god,
十方
dragon
空
gods,
行
and
护
all
法神
divinities
咒
as well as the
神
city
火
gods
进驻
to
法
please
光
radiate
加
light
持
and
赐
bless this
护
Homa.
摩做观想
Great
拜
Home is
拜
using
拜根
visualization.
本传承
First
上
to
师
the
子
Guru
十方
and
三
all
世一切诸
Buddhas.
佛 Om 啊 Hom 观想
Visualize for procession on
回
the
天
ground.
心
Daily
善
Samudra.
意二拜
Second to
诸
all
菩萨
Bodhisattvas.
Om 啊 Hom 观想
Visualize for procession on the
回
ground.
天心
Daily
善意
Samudra.
三拜
Third
诸
to all
菩萨
Herukas
金
and
刚
Dharma
Om
protectors.
啊 Hom 观想
Visualize for procession on the
回
ground.
天
Daily
心善意
Samudra.
四平
Fourth
等
head
起
bow.
手大曼达
Great mandala
周
offering.
节供养
Form
手
the
印
offering
观
mudra.
想供养
Visualize the
变化
transformations of the
遍布满
offerings to
虚
become
空宇
innumerable to
宙
fill the whole
上
universe.
供根本传
Make the
承
offering
上师
above to the
历
lineage
代
Guru,
传
all
承
the
祖
lineage
师
Gurus,
护摩祖
the main
尊
deity of
绿度
Homa,
母
Green
十
Tara,
方三世一切
all
佛
Buddhas,
一切菩萨
Bodhisattvas,
摩诃萨
Herukas,
主供佛
Dhammapalas,
天护
Dakinis,
法
and
供给
divinities,
下施
and below
六
to all
道
sentient
众生
beings.
念供养赞
Recite the
行
offering
供养
verse and
咒
mantra.
须弥
Mount
四
Meru,
周
four
并日
continents
月
and sun
化
and moon
诸珍
transform
宝
into
供
precious
养
offerings
佛
for the
种
Buddhas.
种真
May
体
these
诸
wondrous
功
treasures
德
and
消
merits
灭
purge
世
all
俗
karma to
正
all of
苦
our
集
civilization.
Om 萨瓦达达达达伊达姆咕噜那那面扎那堪迪迪耶达耶密做四皈依观想
For full
观想
refuge,
根本传承
visualize
上
our
师
lineage
历代
Guru,
传
all the
承祖
lineage
师
Gurus,
一切
the Buddha jewel, Dhamma jewel, and Sangha jewel to form bright white light to empower us. Recite the mantra.
Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhammaye, Namo Sankhyaye. Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhammaye, Namo Sankhyaye. Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhammaye, Namo Sankhyaye.
On the protection, form Vajaklaps Mudra, recite Vajapani mantra 7 times.
Om Bodhilanjali, Om Bodhilanjali, Om Bodhilanjali, Om Bodhilanjali, Om Bodhilanjali, Om Bodhilanjali, Om Bodhilanjali. Gong qing Fa Wang Sheng Zun Lian Sheng Huo Fo Zuo Zhu Ming Jia Chi.
Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng to perform blessings with mala. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng to set ceremonial demarcation, to bless the registration forms, Homa cards, and all the offerings. Please stand up and join your palms with reverence. And together we are inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng to perform the ritual of opening the Homa fire pit, to set ceremonial demarcation around it, to lit the Homa fire, to make all the offerings, and to perform mudra transformations for purifications, enrichment, magnetization, subjugation, and Bardo deliverance. Let's recite the heart mantra of the main deity of Homa today, Green Tara. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Liansheng to please return to the home mass room. Inviting Rinpoche, all the Dharma masters, and all participants to please take a seat. Recite that mantras for 8 principal deities and incarnate Buddha Amitabha.
องค์มาลิเปมีหงองค์ปนมนินทนิงโสภะองค์ฮาฮาฮาเวสมเยโสภะองค์จริจุลีจุนทีโสภะองค์จบาราชานังชาเยโสภะองค์อาหงเปจากุรุเปมาสิริหงเสองค์อาหงกุรุเปอาหุสัสมาหาเลียน生สิริหงเตอะทาองค์เปฆาจยาเปฆาจยา มหาเปฆาจยาราชาสมอแคเตเหโสภะนะโม36,9,9,500 Buddhas with the same name and education of Amitabha. Homage to 36,119,500 Buddhas with the same name and education of Amitabha. Homage to 36,119,500 Buddhas with the same name and education of Amitabha. Recite the supplication to the Buddha to stay the Saha world. I pay homage and supplicate His Holiness, the virtuous and marvelous Tantrika, all Buddhas of the 10 directions, compassionate bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, and Dakinis, protectors of Dharma. The nights are long, the 3 poisons are proliferating. My body and soul are stricken tumbling in the mystery of perpetual rebirth. With great compassion, His Holiness came to this world to salvage the deluded ones. 3 jewels, eminent wondrous light to provide refuge for all. All fortunate beings, human and devas, rely on His Vajra body. For the bestowal of teachings, vows, precepts, empowerments, and attainments, we disciples of Buddha plead that you stay the Saha to turn the Dharma wheel, to benefit and give happiness to multitudes of sentient beings. Meditation. May all uphold the Buddha, ascend to the realm of atmospheres, repaying fourfold generosities from above, aiding those who are 3 realms below. Upon seeing the Buddha, may we transcend life and death. Like the Buddha, may we liberate all. True Buddha disciple wholeheartedly pray to the main deity of Homa, today the green Tara, the Tara Bodhisattva, to please protect our lineage Guru with great health and safety, radiance and energy. May your green light eradicate all demonic obstructions and hindrances. May we be enriched and live with love and respect. May His Holiness continually stay in samsara to spread Buddha Dharma with happiness and self-mastery. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng to perform the oral merit dedication. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to Green Tara, the 21 Taras, the Tara who dispels epidemics. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to Green Tara, the 21 Taras, and Tara who dispels epidemics. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to Green Tara, 21 Taras, and Tara who dispels epidemics. We pray to the Taras deities, all the deities, to please bless the Bardo spirits. May they be purified and can be reborn into the pure Buddha lands. We pray to all the Taras to please bless the Bardo spirits.
and purify them and guide them to be reborn into the pure Buddha land. We pray to all the Taras, deities, to bless the Bardo spirits. May they be purified and be reborn into the pure Buddha land. We pray to Green Tara, the 21 Taras, Tara who dispels epidemics, so that you may eradicate the coronavirus and the pandemic, and to alleviate disasters, natural or man-made. May the pandemic disappear. May the illnesses disappear. We pray to all the Tara deities to bestow upon all participants and registrants, primary supplicants, with ample resources, with sufficient, complete wisdom, harmony, love, and respect. We pray to all the Tara deities to please eradicate all the evil and deviant we pray to all the Tara deities to please eradicate all the evils and deviant followers or practitioners. We pray to Tara deities to please eradicate all evils and deviant practitioners. May the registrants, the primary supplicants, and true Buddha disciples have good health, all wishes fulfilled, calamities transformed into auspiciousness and strong spiritual commitment. We pray that you bless us with perfect ceremony. Green Tara, the 21 Taras, Tara who dispels epidemics. May all of our prayers be granted. Gods in heavens, gods on earth, may we be far from all calamities. May all calamities abandon us. Let all disasters turn into dust. We pray to all the Tara deities to bless us so that all enemies and enmities disappear. The pandemic vanish, the coronavirus disappear. May all obstructions and hindrances disappear. May all enemies and enmities vanish. Recite 100 syllable mantra 3 times.
Ha 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 ha, Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata เปจามามิมัญชาเปจปาวามหาสัมมายาสัตโตอาหมเพอมเปจสัตโตสัมมายามานุปานายาเปจสัตโตเตนุปาริชาเจโจเมปาวาสุตโตคายุเมปาวาสุโภคายุเมปาวาอนุรัตโตเมปาวาชาวาสิริเมบุรายาชาชาวากามาสุจาเมจิตามุสิริยันกุโรหมฮ่าฮ่าฮ่าฮ่าคือปะกาวันสาวาตาหกตาเปจามามิมัญชาเปจปาวามหาสัมมายาสัตโตอาหมเพอมเปจสัตโตสัมมายามานุปานายาเปจสัตโตเตนุปาริชาเจโจเมปาวาสุตโตคายุเมปาวาสุโภคายุเมปาวาอนุรัตโตเมปาวาชาวาสิริเมปุรายาชาชาวากามาสุจาเมจิตามุสิริยันกุโลหมฮ่าฮ่าฮ่าฮ่าคือปะกาวันสาวาตาทกตาเปจามามิมัญชาเปจปาวามหาสัมมายาสัตโตอาหมเพ做观想大礼拜
Homage using visualization for student guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for prostrate on the ground, Lili Samudra. Second to all bodhisattvas. Visualize for prostrate on the ground, Lili Samudra. Third to all Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Visualize for prostrate on the ground, Lili Samudra. Fourth half bow. Recite completion mantra.
让我们以最热烈的掌声感谢法王圣尊莲生活佛祖南绿度母护摩。
Let's give the greatest round of applause to show our utmost gratitude to His Holiness for presiding over this Homa fire offering ceremony. Now, let us all join our palms with reverence, and together we are inviting His Holiness to bestow the precious Dhamma teachings. Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Zengkong, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, homage to Master Dubdan Darji, homage to the three jewels of the altar, homage to the main deity of Homa today, the green Tara, 21 Taras, Tara who dispels epidemics. We pay homage to the three jewels of the altar. Simo, Tanzen Gato, Tutan City. All Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, all disciples, and also disciples over the webcast. Good afternoon. How do you do? Aisteru Sarange. Hola amigo. Te quiero mucho. Sugoi. Ichiba. Kimochi ii. Chumi. Yappy. Bling bling. Konnichiwa. Good afternoon. I would like to announce for next Sunday, August 23rd. Oh my gosh. August almost gone. At 3 p.m. there'll be a Kalanata Homa fire offering ceremony.
这不动明王，这是毗卢遮那佛。
Akalanata is the Vajra emanation of Vairocana Buddha, the great Sun Buddha. Akalanata is the Vajra emanation of Vairocana. This deity is tremendous.
在东密日本非常的盛行。
In Japanese Tantrayana, Akalanata is very popular. In Tibetan Tantrayana, he's also the greatest Vidyaraja, the mantra. That was the mantra. And the mudra. This is the sword mudra. This is the mudra of Akala or Akalanata. Whether you want to become the primary supplicant or not for this deity, he is the extremely tremendous, great wisdom king, Vidyaraja. Before the Dharma talk, before the Dharma teaching, I would like to share a joke. The husband who had wanted to quit drinking sneaked to drink again, and the wife got really angry and said, "Honey, you have agreed not to drink again and you want to start a new life." And the husband replied, "I wanted to become a new person, but I didn't know that the new person also loves to drink." It's very difficult to change someone who's alcoholic. As a human being, we have lots of habits or habitual tendencies that are rather hard to change. They are very hard to change, like gambling. You know that gambling is no good. However, as soon as you touch it, it's very difficult to quit.
这个习性
This
真的是很难改。
habitual tendency is very difficult to
另外还
change.
有一个，
Gambling.
好像有这个笑话，
This is joke.
我们也不要染上吃毒，
Don't touch
吃毒也难
drugs.
改。
It's also very difficult to change.
这里有一个笑话，老
There's
头
this joke. The wife asks,
如果我被蛇咬到了，被毒蛇咬到了，
if I'm
你会
bitten
帮
by a
我把
poisonous
这个
snake,
毒吸出来吗？
will you help
老
me
公讲
suck
不可
out
能
the
老婆
poison?
为什么呢？
The husband said, no way.
回答
And
吸毒是
why?
犯法，
Because sucking out the poison is against the law. But in Chinese, sucking out the poison also sound like
最重要的
taking
一件事，
drugs.
我觉得
The most important
你
thing
本身有的这个不好的习性，
is when you have
就一定要
bad
断除，
habits, you have
一定要断
to
除。
stop it.
那么，如果有人引诱你
If someone tempt you
学这些不好的习性，
to get into bad
引诱你，
habits, whether they're friends,
那你千万不要去沾惹。你以为说一次没有关
but
系，
please never touch it.
一
You
次
think that it's okay just one time, but with that, that's it. That you're
就像吸毒一样，你一次
just like taking the drugs. You know, if you just tried it once, then you already become
赌
addicted.
博，
Smoking, drinking,
另外还有很
gambling,
多不良的习性，
and many other bad
学
habits.
佛的人都要改。
As Buddhists, we have to change.
没有换的，
If
不要去
you
沾惹。
if you don't have the bad habits, don't ever get close to it. And once you have the bad habit, you already get in touch with it, then you have to use your willpower to stop it, and you cut it.
你问我答。
Now we will do the question and answer again.
马来西亚
You ask and I
莲
answer.
花美艳问
From Malaysia, Lian Hua Mi Yen.
弟子经师尊指点，以力度
Grandmaster, you instructed me that Green Tara is my yidam.
以达50
I have chanted Green Tara mantra for over 500,000 millions. I have also chanted Siddhigarbha Sutra for over 1,000 times. Wow, this is really shocking.
几百遍，高王经
1,000 times Siddhigarbha Sutra, True Buddha Sutra a few hundred times, Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra 5,000 times. I frequently dream of Grandmaster and receive your blessing,
曾梦见过，
but I never dream of my yidam, Green Tara.
已能把力度魔法向观想
I have clearly visualized Green Tara and to be in union with her,
可否请
which is
师
the
父
visualization of enter
何
me.
才能以他
So, Grandmaster, can you please advise on the secret formulas on how to receive true spiritual response from her? Let me tell you, there are two
有两个果子，
secret formulas.
要跟力度相应，
In order to gain spiritual union with Green Tara,
力
Green
度
Tara,
的愿望，
you need to know about her vows,
利度母的愿
Green Tara's vows, the power of her vows, the vows that she
你
generated,
一定在修法的时候，你
that in
发
your Dharma
利度母
practice,
同样
you
的
also
心愿，
need to generate the same vows as
这是
Green
一点。
Tara. This is point number 1.
第二，
The second point
你供品啊，你所有供
is
养
in
利
your
度母
offering
修法的时候，
items.
供养
When
利度
you
母的供
perform
品，
the Dharma practice of Green
每
Tara,
一种你都要吃一点，
you have
每一
to
种
eat a
都
little
要吃一
bit
点。
of all the offering
也
items
不
that
是
you
说
offered to
他
Green
供你
Tara.
供利度母的水，
So say if you make an offering of water to Green Tara, you have to drink a little bit of that water.
水
The
果
fruits
你
that you
要吃一
offer
点，
to Green Tara, you need to eat
每
a
一
little
次都
bit.
要这样子做。
And you have to do it every single time.
虽然你这个入我入的观非常清楚，
Although your visualization of oneness, I enter and enter me,
而
is
且
very
经常梦
clear
到
and it's
那
in
个
union,
师尊给你加持，
and you often have
在梦中
grandmasters
你就
in
祈
your
求，
dreams giving you
如师尊
blessings.
说你要
You
提
can
醒
ask
你的
grandmaster
本
in your
尊
dream
利度母
that
给
you
你加
want
持。
to ask your Yidam Green Tara to give you blessings.
依照这三样，第一个修利度母的时候，要
So,
发愿，发的
these
是
three
利度
things.
母本身
So
的
when
心愿。
you do the Dhamma practice of Green Tara, first you have to generate the vows the same as Green Taras. Second, you want to eat the offerings to Green Tara. If you cannot finish them all, you eat a little bit of each one of them. This you have to do it every time. This is the
既然
secret
可以在
formula.
梦中见到
And
如师尊
third, because you are able to
你就
dream of
祈求
Grandmaster,
如师尊给你
then you
加
can
持
pray to
让
Grandmaster
你
to give you
能够
blessings
跟利
so
度
that
相应
you are able to gain spiritual union with
的
Green
善恶
Tara.
觉。
So 3 secret formulas already taught.
第二个问题，弟子只要念师尊
Second
心
question.
咒，
Every time I chant the Rudguru mantra and Two Buddha Sutra and have a
师
request,
尊就会在梦里出现。
Grandmaster always appears
请
to
问
give his
这个
blessings
是
in my
表示
dreams.
以师尊有相应，
Does this mean
还
I
是
have
只是
gained spiritual
有
union
缘
with
感应
Grandmaster?
而已？
Or is it just
因
some
为每次
responses
在
due to
梦
my
见
affinity?
到师尊，
Because whenever I dream
就
of
开
Grandmaster,
心到了，忘了念
I was so happy
心咒
that I
禅
forgot to chant Rudguru mantra
所
3
以也不知
times.
是否是师
So
尊
I cannot
发生
confirm
加持
it that was the real Dharma
请
body
师
of
尊指点。
Grandmaster giving
谢谢。
blessings. Please advise. Thank you.
师尊已经在梦中出现加持你，
Grandmaster already appears in
你
your
只要
dream
念
to
师尊
bless you.
心咒及真活经，
That every time you chant Rudguru mantra and Triveda Sutra, that
这是
he
相应
appears.
的现象。
This is signs of spiritual union.
所以这个是很好的。如果
So
不
this
是
is a
相
good
应的
thing.
现象，
If it is
是
not
其他的
signs
化
of
为师
spiritual
尊来
union,
显现，
if it was just a trick
现在
manifesting
差
from
不多已经
others,
尽力
then you would be close to death by now.
如果是魔来显现了，
If it was just a trick by the Mara or
因为你
demons,
能够平时
then
念
you're
师尊的
almost
心
dead
咒
by now.
及真活经，
Because
你念
normally
这个
you're able to chant
真
Guru
活经
mantra
几
and
百
Two
遍，
Buddha Sutra hundreds of times,
而且念这个师尊的心咒，这个就是
and you chant
相应的
Guru
现象。
mantra. So this is sign of spiritual union. That's very
这
good.
是第二。
That's your second question. The next question from USA. 莲花纯见 Homage to Grandmaster. From which direction should one determine whether something is clockwise or counterclockwise? From my view or from people facing me? Thank you. People looking at the clock on my chest. What is good about your chest? Are the people looking at the clock on my chest? Do you have a clock on your chest? Hanging on your chest? So you're looking at the clock, or are the people looking at you? This is an issue of direction. So clockwise or counterclockwise is very easy to remember. So the clock turns this way, right? The needle, that's clockwise. This is counterclockwise, right? So you're asking that people looking at you, what would that be? That's the issue about other people looking. So when you do the practice, then you just follow the clock, clockwise. Doesn't matter how it turns. Doesn't matter. It's the same. Whether you look at it to the left, to the right, to the back, to the front, no matter what, it has to be counterclockwise. You just follow how the clock turns. So things that turn clockwise, it's the correct dharma or the correct path. But counterclockwise, it's the deviant or the incorrect or the improper path. Why? Because in the past, in Tibet, the Bonpo, the Bon tradition follows counterclockwise, and Tibetan Tantrayana is always clockwise. So whether you turn to the left, to the right, to the back, or to the front, you have to follow the clockwise direction. So, are the people looking at the clock on my chest? That's my question. Are you always hanging a clock on your chest? So you face the clock and then you go counterclockwise. I mean, counterclockwise is following the... From Taiwan, the next question. How do you pronounce? Hao Li from Taiwan asks, Grandmaster Amitabha, I have a few questions. First, for Siddhartha, the Buddha mother with white parasol, the solid armor mantra and the repelling mantra. How do we visualize it to be used to protect other people? Hom Mama Hom Ni Soha. That's the armor mantra. Hom Mama Hom Ni Soha. And how about the repelling mantra? Then you chant it backward. To visualize to protect other people. If you want to protect your friend and your friend is in front of you, during your Dhamma practice you visualize Siddhartha appearing, and under the parasol, and you form the Siddhartha mudra. You visualize Siddhartha, the parasol, and under the parasol there is light. And under the light, the rays of light, there is the person. You visualize the person you want to be protected. You form this mudra and you chant Hom Mama Hom Ni Soha. And you transform the hand on the top to become the white parasol, radiating light, and then this other finger you visualize to become the person you want to be protected. This way, that person will be protected using visualization. That's how you visualize. That person would be under the white parasol, and the white parasol has to radiate light. And then you recite the mantra of Siddhartha Hom Mama Hom Ni Soha, and the repelling mantra. The proper mantra is Hom Mama Hom Ni Soha. And the repelling mantra would be Ha So Ni Hom Mama Hom. Ha So Ni Hom Mama Hom. That's the repelling mantra. The second question. I practice this deity's Dhamma practice, and after the ceremony and empowerment, but I don't receive any responses, and I've even forgot that whether I have received the empowerment or not. Just now to practice it would be beneficial. Jesus. You don't practice or chanting again. This way, can it be useful? You haven't practice and you don't even know if you have received empowerment? And what kind of question is this? So strange. You attended the wonderful ceremony and then attend the empowerment after the ceremony, and then you said you forgot. So were you in the bathroom or what? So when you went to pee and then the empowerment is gone? And you forgot? And you don't even chant mantra, and you don't even do the practice? What are you talking about? So now, is there use if you practice it? But if you attended the ceremony and received the empowerment, then you can start performing the practice and there would be some use to it. But if you did not get the empowerment, like say if you just joined half of the ceremony, or you went to pee and the ceremony is done, the ceremony was done, then you still have to receive the empowerment again. If you know, if you're sure that you received the empowerment, then practicing it, of course, would be useful. But if you don't, if you forgot, if you have received empowerment or not, then of course there is no use. Third question. If the person I want protected has been cast spells and black magics for a long time, can we still save him or her? But I have to ask how long? How long is long? Remember, Golden Mother told me that if it is over 6 years since you got the curse or the spells of the black magic, there is no need to save them. But within 6 years or 6 years or shorter, then you can, there's still a possibility to save them. I remember that's what Golden Mother told me. In order to cure the mad person or mentally deranged person, and if he's been neurotic for over 6 years, no need to save him or her, because there's no use. Why? Because neuroticism or psychotism is because of the brain cells, schizophrenia, because the brain cells have been damaged. It's impossible to fix them. So after 6 years of schizophrenia, we don't know how much of the brain cells have been damaged. It's impossible to save. The second kind, anyone born in the 2nd or 11th month of the lunar calendar, the 2nd month and the 11th month of the lunar calendar, according to Golden Mother, they came because they have lots of karma. And Golden Mother also told me not to save them because they are no use. There is no use to help them. So anyone with mental problems who were born in the 2nd or 11th lunar month, Golden Mother told me not to save them because they come to the Saha world to suffer their retributions of their karma.
时间如果超过6年的，
So,
没有办法抢。
if you've suffered from the black magic for over 6 years, it's impossible to save. But if it is less than 6 years, then we can still save them.
再来马来西亚莲花药龙，
From Malaysia, Lianhua Yaolong, Grandmaster may be auspicious. I would like to ask about the 9-syllable mantra and mudra and dharma of Akalanata. The visualization, the details, and because I have received the empowerment. So when you form the mudra for the boundary protection, rather than forming the 4 vertical and 5 horizontal lines, what kind of visualization should we do? But let me tell you, when you form the mudra, there is not necessarily a specific visualization. You can just visualize Akalanata sitting on top of your head. And then you form the mudra of the 9-syllable mantra. Every time I would do that. This is Ling. Ling. Bing. Do. Zhe. Jie. Zhen. Lie. Zai. Qian. So those are the mudras of the 9-syllable mantras.
Lin, Bin, Do, Zhe, Jie, Zhen, Lie, Zai, Qian.
Every time when I perform mudra transformations, I always form them. If you want visualization, there is one special visualization. When you form this mudra above your head, you can visualize yourself to become a lion. A lion. The king of all animals. If you want, especially to visualize, then you visualize the lion. Otherwise, you can just visualize Akalanata sitting on top of your head. And then the 4 vertical and 5 horizontal lines. 4 verticals, 5 horizontal lines. 5 horizontal lines. And then you push it out. Push it out. You say, Ling Ping Do Zhe Lie Zhen Jie Zai Qian, and then you push them out. Say if there's a ghost right in front of you, and then you shout Ling Ping Do Zhe Lie Zhen Jie Zai Qian, and then you form this mudra of 4 vertical lines and 5 horizontal lines, and then you push it out. And then there would be power to shock and disperse the ghost, and the ghost would run away. Ling Ping Do Zhe Lie Zhen Jie Zai Qian. 9 mudras. And one of those, this one, the 3 mountain mudra, then you can visualize yourself to become a lion, which is the king of all animals. When those animal spirits see the king of the animals, would run away. And even human beings or the ghost
阴谋魍魉
seeing a lion would run
妖
away.
魔鬼怪看到狮子
And all the demons and spirits and monsters and all those wandering souls would run away seeing a lion.
这是一个考验大家的经济头脑。
Since this is a riddle to test your brain.
比较困难。
There's a beautiful lady, and because of the pandemic,
刚好是一个
she has some difficulty, so she sold her house, and the buyer was a man,
不可思议
and
的
after bargaining, they got a deal,
美女跟这位男士居然
but
领了结婚证书，
the
因为买房子
the
所以他们
unthinkable thing is that the two of them got
觉得
married,
非常欢喜，
and the woman is extremely happy. She sold the house,
房子还
got
是
the
我
money,
在住，
and she still lives in the house.
还白捡了一个老公来侍奉自己，
And she got a bonus of a husband to serve her.
男士也很高兴。
The man is also happy. She did not know that buying a house, there's also a wife in it, and the money is still there.
请问
So,
到底是男的赚到，还是女
is it the man or the woman who has make the money?
大家赶快去买房子，
Hey, let's go buy a house.
大家都赚到。
Everybody would make money.
其实很多事情都是一个缘分的问题。
A lot of things has to do with
有缘
destiny.
千里来相会，
If it's fated,
很多事
then
情
you would meet even from thousands of miles away.
结果就结成了夫妻。
And a lot of things, because of their affinity, they become husband and wife.
像我们今天坐在这里，
Like the people sitting here today, they're all mostly bald head, shaved
结了
head.
婚才出家。
Some people became ordained after they got
不
married.
要说结了婚出家就不好。
Don't think that that's bad, because Sakyamuni Buddha, the founder of Buddhism,
才出家。
also became a monk after he got married and had children, right? Don't you
对
think?
啊，他也结了婚，
Sakyamuni Buddha
而且他结
had
了
got
很多次的
married
婚
several times.
他结了很多次的婚啊，他还有嫔妃，
And also concubines
老婆是谁？
and the queens. You know the wife of Sakyamuni Buddha?
啊？九一呀，对呀，是九一。他
Joey.
们最喜欢的妃子是谁？
But his beloved
也是我
wife was
他又有
Yasudhara.
妻子又有妃子，另外
So
还
he
有
had
和
a
平
wife and
他结了
a
很多次的
concubine
婚
and many more consorts and
所以结婚
concubines.
才出家。
So he had married
我们
many
是学习
times.
佛陀的精神。
So if you became a monk after you got married, we learned the spirit of Sakyamuni Buddha.
都一样啊。总之，你有出家这个心，你有出家
So
的这个
actually,
按照这个
it's the
出家
same.
功德经来
if you have the mind for
虽然
renunciation,
我
according to the Sutra of Ordination, even after you break the precepts, you still win over the laity or lay practitioners. As an ordained monk or nun, once you become ordained, even if you break the precepts and create grave karma, you still have merits.
这个有一个人被采访，这个采访的人问。
Someone was interviewed, and the interviewer asked, why will you become so resolute to lose weight? Because she replied, because that day it was really hot, like today it's extremely hot. I had a heat stroke and fainted. And the interviewer asked, so after you get heat stroke, you decided to lose weight? No. Because when I was being carried onto the ambulance, I heard they shouted, 1, 2, 3, up, 1, 2, 3, up, 1, 2, 3, up. And I have finally woken up, and I still couldn't get on the ambulance. So she was really too heavy. So being on diet is a fashion. Now everybody is trying to lose weight. It's not about the trend but it's about health. If someone is fat, then it's very easy for you to have the 3 highs. They have diabetes due to high blood sugar, blood pressure, high blood pressure. Hypertension. And the triglyceride also can be high. So it is not about trend or what's fashionable, but it's about health. It's not about looking good, but that's a red light about your health. So Grandmaster now is trying to lose weight. Now I will expound Lamdre. The verse, harmonizing the 5 aggregates or skandhas is the merits and benefits. Initially shielding one from sudden and strong appearance of afflictions, new illnesses will not arise, all ailments resolve, little attachments to anything. Because of the reconciliation of the sense of form and appearance, there will be 4 kinds of harmonizations. First, according to the 4 awe-inspiring manners, one maintains peaceful abiding for many days. This is the harmonization of the body. Due to the opening of the channel knots, facial and overall appearance becomes radiant and bright. This is the harmonization of the 6 syllables. All appearance occur following one's wishes is the harmonization of the qi. And fourth, the ability to direct the light drops as desired. And when all roots are pure is the harmonization of the amrita. Due to the harmonization of the Rupa Skanda, the feeling aggregate, there is no more discrimination of the sensation of happiness and feeling. Due to the harmonization of the Vedana Skanda, volition or perception aggregate, there is no more attachment to the appearance of beauty or ugliness, thus the subduing of the eight dharma. Due to the harmonization of the Samkhya Skanda or action perception, the mind is away from the turning the environment. Due to the harmonization of the Vijnana Skanda or consciousness, the mind arises to non-discrimination. The verse, wisely advancing or retreating, is the interest in generating meditation. For the beginners, at the initial accumulation period, although it gives rise to non-discriminating mind, it is not stable, and the thoughts and the mind are not self-mastered. Although it generates wisdom, but it can still change and retract. The benefit is small, like the sun amidst the clouds. However, with the power of sequential practices to gradually decrease the discriminating mind, and the non-discriminating mind gradually increases, and its phenomena increases like shadows in the dark. So the five skandhas are the feeling, perceptions, actions, volition, and consciousness. Those are the five aggregates of five skandhas. If you can harmonize the five skandhas until it is very good, only after harmonizing the five skandhas really well that you are able to enter into meditation. And how do you harmonize the five skandhas? That's merits and benefits. To shielding from sudden and strong appearance from afflictions. Because you harmonize the five skandhas, therefore you have no afflictions. But if you still have the five skandhas, then you would have afflictions about gain and loss. If you gain something, you're happy. And if you don't get it, you're afflicted. Form, perception, volition, action, and consciousness. These five things represent the five skandhas. New illness will not arise. Old ailments resolve. These are good things. You don't have any new illness, because when you have an illness, then you would suffer. You don't get sick. Naturally, you would be happier. You would live better. Because the primary four sufferings of birth, aging, sickness, and death. So when you have sufferings, it's not easy to enter meditation. So if you're sick, it's not easy for you to enter meditation. And when your ailments are resolved, of course it will be easier for you to enter samadhi. That attachments to anything is very little. That's the harmonization of the form, the sense of form. That you don't have new illnesses, and the illness that you have are resolved, and you don't have much attachments at all. So this is the harmonization of the sense of form. And there will be four kinds of harmonization. The harmonization of the body is in awe-inspiring manners. when you stand, you stand like a pine tree, you sit like a bell, you lay down or sleep like a bow, and you walk like the wind. These are the four awe-inspiring manners. As ordained monks and nuns, we have to have these four awe-inspiring manners. You need to walk like the wind, and you sit like a bell. You stand like a pine tree, and you lie like a bow of the bow and arrow. So these are called the four awe-inspiring manners. If you're sick, you cannot do that. Or when Grand Master is giving Dharma teaching, is sitting upright. But if Grand Master is like this, they're sick and old. There's no awe. You sit very upright, very dignified. We shouldn't be slanted. That's awe-inspiring manners. So monks and nuns should have them. But only when you have good health, then you can have this awe-inspiring manners. So you need to harmonize your body. And you can maintain it, abiding for many days. Your mind is settled, not chaotic. This is the harmonization of the body. This is with respect to the body. Channel knots, that's pains. If you have pain, you cannot harmonize your body. You would not be upright. Like yesterday, Dharma Sister Yi Hui had pain because of the kidney stone, and she was sitting like this. But today, she's fine. She has no more pain. So she's normal again. So when you are sick, your body is not harmonized. The best is you don't have new illness and the old illness is gone. That's harmonization. That attachment to anything is very little. So opening the channel knots. So after you perform the four awe-inspiring manners, or one of the 9 stages of meditation, which is the seven meditating postures of Vairocana. And after you open the channel knots, your facial and overall appearance becomes radiant and bright. You look at your own forehead or face. Is it pale and fair or green or dim? No radiance, no light and radiance. This is all related to the harmonization. So the harmonization of the characters, what are they? So we use 6 syllables or mantra syllables to harmonize. And then all appearance that occur following one's wishes is the harmonization of the qi. If you can harmonize the qi inside your body, then you can have your wishes fulfilled. So it would not be
你身体能够强壮的话，
pessimistic.
你就能够举。
So if your chi is harmonized, then you would be able to have erection. Otherwise, it would be the opposite of erection. So that's because of your weak kidney, probably.
这个是，然后气调柔，
Important. You will be important. And the fourth one, the ability to direct the light drops as desired. And when all roots are pure, is the harmonization of the Amrita. At this time, your light drops would be very full, and all roots would be pure. That all your movements and motions would be unobstructed. Some people cannot form a certain gesture, or some people tremble. That's all because of the body. And this is the harmonization of the Amrita. And the Amrita, or sweet nectar, is the light drops. If you can harmonize your own rupa skandha, or the aggregate of feeling, there is no more discrimination of the sensation of happiness and suffering. And due to the harmonization of the Vedana skandha, or volition aggregate, there is no more attachments to the appearance of beauty and ugliness, and thus the subduing of the 8 dharma. So whether it's beauty or ugliness will not affect you. And you can subdue the 8 dharma. And what are the 8 dharma? Yes, those are the 8 dharma. Praise and blame. Because this 8 dharma will make you afflicted. If you don't have this 8 dharma anymore, you are even killed. Then you can meditate. Due to the harmonization of the samja khandha, or the action aggregate, the mind is away from turning the environment. So your mind is apart from the environment. Your mind will not be in bondage, will not be turned by the environment, will not be affected by the environment. The next one is rather difficult. The harmonization of the Vijnana skandha, the consciousness aggregate. This consciousness is the one that's hidden inside you, that you often discriminate. This is a good person, I would help him. And this is a bad person, I will not help him. So you have such discrimination that would be difficult to enter into meditation. If you have no discrimination whatsoever, then you can enter meditation. When we deliver sentient beings, we want to deliver the good people and also the not good people or bad people. They're all the same, delivering sentient beings. No discrimination in the mind. The verse, wisely advancing or retreating, is the interest in generating meditation. For the beginners, at the initial accumulation period, although it gives rise to non-discriminating mind, it is not stable, and the thoughts and the mind are not self-mastered. Although it generates wisdom, it can also change and retract. The benefit is small, like the sun amidst the clouds. So in order to give rise to meditation, the 5 skandhas have to be harmonized for a long period of time. Until you get used to it, then they become stable. if your harmonization of the five skandhas is not stable, then it's the same. You can retreat. Although you have wisdom, but you can still retract. Although you give rise to meditation, you can still go backward. It's like the sun amidst the clouds. The sun is here and fixed, but the clouds come and go, and sometimes the sun is there, sometimes the sun is not. Sometimes it's covered by the clouds. Sometimes the sun is appearing. That's the explanation. However, with the power of sequential practices to gradually decrease the discriminating mind, the non-discriminating mind gradually increases and its phenomena increases like shadows in the dark. So you practice to harmonize the five skandhas and to generate power from it, then the phenomena will increase. The non-discriminating mind will continually increase, and our thoughts will gradually decrease. So the thoughts will decrease, and you increase the non-discriminating mind. From the palm prints, you know the temperament of your girlfriend. If her palm lines often appear on your face, that means your girlfriend is too ferocious, too violent. This kind of woman is too much. Never marry her. A gentleman should not move their mouth. Moves their mouth but not moves his hands. But the true sage never moves his mouth nor his hands. The grandpa, when at his deathbed, called his grandson to his sickbed and tell the grandson that, in this world, to become an officer is the best thing. But this is play over in Chinese. And this little grandson followed the grandpa's advice. And he became a coffin maker. Is this play over of Chinese? 做棺材. That's misunderstanding. But in Lamdre, by all means, never have this kind of misunderstanding. Otherwise, you would become a coffin maker. To become an official, not to make coffin. The husband asked the wife, if I have an affair, will you forgive me? But honey, you're like an angel, you will definitely forgive me. And the wife replies, forgiveness is the work of God, and the work of the angel is to send you to see God. The most horrendous thing about women is that you could never have an affair. Even if you do, you should never
被
admit.
看他被他看出来是出轨了，你还是不能承认。
Even if you were
原谅你，
you were
你老
caught
实
by her,
你有没有出轨？
I will forgive you. You have to tell me honestly
跟以前
if you have gone
对你那么好，
off the rails. And don't worry, I will be
那是骗人
good
的
to you all the
告诉
same.
你
Those are
千万
just lies.
承认啊！
By all means, never admit.
老伯问：“亲爱的，你记不记得去年3月，你说朋友找你去
The wife asked,
晚上
Do you
跟你讲
remember
这件事？”
last March, last year,
老公回答：“
you
当然记
went
得。
to fish and didn't come home that
老
night?
伯讲上午
So of course I
有一条
remember.
鱼打
Why?
电话过来说，你已
This
经
morning,
干巴巴
a fish made a phone call and said that you have become dead. So this is about
鱼会讲话吗？
infidelity. Because how could the fish speak?
哎，你们要好好的修无漏法。
So you have to practice the
你永远不会有人打电话来跟
the
你讲，
non-leaking
你已经嘴巴巴
practice.
了。
then nobody would ever call you that you've become dead.
医生问一个病人，我叫你9
The
点才
doctor
吃饭
asked the patient,
为什么你6点就
I
吃
told
饭
you to take the antibiotic at 9. Why did you take it at
因为
6?
我想突击
And the
那些
patient
细菌
said,
把他们杀个措手不及。
because I want to be first toward the viruses so that they have no chance to fight back.
我有一个感觉，其实我们
I have a feeling
这个
that human lives,
男女做朋友不容易，
it's not easy for a man and a woman to be friends.
在朋友跟朋友之间都不容易。
In between friends, it's not easy for a man and a
更不
woman
容易
to be friends, and marriage is even more difficult.
结婚了以后呢，
And after marriage
这个离婚了，那表
and
示
divorced,
结婚真的很不容易，结婚再离婚，离婚的
that's
现在
even
很多，
more difficult.
结婚了以后又
Nowadays, many people get divorced after getting married. And then you got married again. That's really,
真的是愚蠢
really
笨
dumb.
蛋，
This is really
但是
a fool.
还是有很多人愿意
But
当笨蛋。
there's still many people willing to be the fool. Om Mani Padme Hum.
非常感谢法王圣尊莲生活佛精彩宝贵的法语开示。网络直播到此
We are very
非常感谢
grateful
大家的收
to
看。
His Holiness
We now conclude this
Living
live
Buddha
broadcast.
Lian Sheng for the precious Dharma teachings. This ends the English interpretation today. Thank you very much.